Hello my cute dumplings, I'm Katerina. Welcome to start today's video what you should and should not do in China. If you're new here, this channel will help you get to know China and Chinese better. Don't forget to subscribe if you're interested. Watch till the end. It may cause some culture shock, but I guarantee you, no matter you are going to travel or planning on move to China, this video can help you much more than you can ever imagine. In China, we say 衣食住行. So today's video, I'm going to follow this order to talk about the topic then. Firstly, clothing. Honestly, I feel like living in China is such a release for people who don't enjoy dressing up formally. I have never ever been to any restaurant here needed me to dress up formally, no matter it's cheap or fancy. Or my broadcast just wasn't fancy enough. If you want to wear pajamas, go ahead. Like, as long as you pay and you're okay with it, we're good. If you feel like people stare at you, don't worry. Most likely they don't stare at you because of your clothing. It's just simply because you're a foreigner. Get used to it. Secondly, food. I highly suggest you to search what flavors those citizens from cities or province you're going to visit prefer before you go. For example, I'm from Sichuan. I love spicy and we commonly love spicy. You gotta always remember to mention you don't want it spicy or you want it less spicy at restaurants. Otherwise, you may have a hard time with food here if you cannot handle spicy at all. For me, I can't live without it, so I would even bring some pepper powder myself with me when I'm going to visit a province like Guangdong. Speaking of restaurants, for being polite, you just close your menus and wait for the eye contact when you are ready to order dishes or check the bill instead of calling them to your table, right? For sake, please do call them in China. Otherwise, they'd be waiting the whole night for you to ask, check the bill. Trust me, they seriously would. We are Chinese. That's something that would make waiters or owners more mad, I suppose. If they didn't hear you, do it again. Don't feel bad about it. You can say 你好 or 不好意思 to be more polite. Or you can just strictly call 老板 or even just 服务员. No one gonna think you're rude for it. Because most of the menus are written in Chinese and maybe different with those Chinese food you had in other countries, and plus those names most likely don't even make sense. Can you tell what's in a dish called ants on the tree? So don't be shy to ask about ingredients in case there's something you cannot accept, like chicken feet, hearts, or something like that in it. Another thing you may feel under pressure is waiters usually gonna wait at your table all the time for you to order dishes. If you don't feel comfortable with it, do tell them, give you a few minutes, you let them know when you are ready to order. And do let them know when you are ready if you don't want to starve. Many of you would pay tips for servers, whatever, when you're checking bills, right? Good news, we don't tip in China, not at all. It may be a bad news if you work as a waiter or waitress. Some restaurants may even offer to neglect the small change for you. And that may be one of the reasons some people thought Chinese was rude or stingy, they didn't tip at all, something like that. There's a chance they didn't even know that. By the way, we use WeChat and Alipay much more than cash nowadays. I know many of you drink tap waters in your countries, and I was a bit shocked when I first time saw someone fill their water bottle with tap water in public bathroom. Not gonna lie about it, but do get some bottled water from stores or boil the tap water before you drink it in China. I mean, tap water won't get you sick, but we don't recommend it. If you feel physically uncomfortable, please don't hesitate to go to hospital or call 120, which is the ambulance if there's some emergency and you can't get yourself to hospital. Based on my experience, the price wouldn't be as high as you thought, and there's no different price standards for foreigners, and you don't have to make appointment for days either. Trust me, it's affordable and it's worth it. Next, in China, besides hotel, I also highly recommend you to try the personal apartments from something like Airbnb. I've been to a few countries and different cities in China. I booked personal apartments instead of hotels in most of the places. I'm confident enough to say, from the cost performance side, Chinese ones are definitely the top ones. In China, with the same price, you can book a beautiful, lovely apartment with almost everything you need at a great location instead of houses with just one bed and the decoration looks like an abandoned basement. By the way, location is very important. I highly recommend you pay a bit more for the location close to most of the areas or places you plan to visit, or at least there's a metro station nearby. Let me tell you a story. There was once me and my friend decided to go on a trip to a nearby province, and after 8 hours bus trip, I checked the map. I was still in my province. So always remember, China is large, okay? You wouldn't want to spend half of your vacation time on traffic to save some money. Speaking of traffic, another thing I love so much about China, public traffic is so cheap. 2 yuan for a bus and I went through the whole metro line in Chengdu. It was still under 10 yuan, and metro is always on time. I ever counted it took about 3 minutes per stop in Chengdu, and I could easily plan and clearly know when we will arrive. If you need to be on time, highly recommend metro, but if you don't enjoy standing for too long, Uber or taxi may be a better choice because at some specific time it will be really crowded. I was editing videos and I suddenly thought of one thing you should definitely be careful with in China: the traffic light. I was so panicked and scared first time walking across the street with Europeans. I swear, they'd cross the street immediately when the green light is on, even if their eyes are covered or closed. It feels like they've got some shields around their body given by the green light. You guys are seriously fearless. No, you don't do it here. Regardless of different traffic rules, there may be some cars making a turn. They don't be regulated, right? They don't be regulated by red lights, or the driver is very much an asshole. You seriously don't risk that. Look around before you step out. Next one, don't call orders names. I've watched many series, movies, something like that. They just called orders names when they were close, something like that. Don't you dare to do that in China. I'd get beat up doing that in front of my family. Around our parents' age, we would call them 叔叔 阿姨. If it's around our grandparents' age, we would call them like 爷爷 or 婆婆奶奶. One more thing, in my province, strangers call others beautiful and handsome very randomly and frequently. They don't mean anything specially, they just simply don't know your name, so they call you beautiful or handsome instead to be more nice or polite before talk to you or ask for help. Like, hey beautiful, can I borrow your pen? Hey handsome, do you want to try our dishes? It can be someone young and also can be an old lady, so don't overthink about it. But isn't it nice to be called beautiful or handsome in your daily life frequently? Leave a comment below if there's anything you're curious about or any topic you're interested in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out any interesting video from this channel. You look so amazing today. I will see you in my next video.